Hey, so today's video is going to be the first episode in my Swatch Party series. Basically in this series, if you've never seen a swatch party before, it's just a lot of swatching, typically of eyeshadows. If you've been a friend of this channel for a while now, you know that eyeshadows are my thing, and blue eyeshadows especially are my favourite, so I thought I'd start off with blue eyeshadows. This pile right here is all of my palettes, and then these right here are all of my single shadows. So I'm going to go through the palettes first and then the singles, and I don't really have a specific, method of this madness. We're just going to go palette by palette and then swatch them all. So, let's get started. Of course, I'll be showing you guys the palettes as I swatch them, so in case you guys like the look of the palette, you can, just buy it. First one we're going to get out of the way, we're just gonna go for it. This is the Kat Von D's Pastel Goth palette. Haven't decluttered it, I still use it, I still like it, it's a good palette, and I'm going to swatch the shade right here called Doom. It's a really nice pastel shade. Just going to put that right here. By the way, my swatches are not professional. I'm not a professional beauty guru. Even though I make videos on YouTube and I post on Instagram, my swatches aren't professional. I do apologise, but I kind of like the look of regular old swatches. But this is the shade Doom. It's actually a pretty smooth matte, not gonna lie. It's a really nice sky blue. But we know we don't stan. I've got a few Colourpop ones to show you guys now. The first one is the Wet Palette. I don't know if this is still available, but I will write on the screen right here if it is. I'm going to swatch the shade I'm Chillin' right here. It's kind of like a darker cornflower blue, in my opinion. It's really nice. I do like this palette, and I do love Colourpop's formula. However, I don't think that this is their best blue palette. I will show you the best blue palette in my personal opinion next, and we all know what it is, let's be honest. It's only because this is basically the lightest blue shade if we don't count the whitish one, and you can't really use this to blend. You do need a lighter colour to blend, in my opinion. Next, I'm going to swatch the shade Lol I'm Crying. I really do love this metallic shade in this palette. It's very pretty. Ooh, look at that. That's real pretty. It's like a mid-toned ocean blue. I really do like this one. Don't like the name, but I do like this colour. It's very, very pretty. The next shade I'm going to be swatching is the shade Mood, which, love that name. Let me actually hold the palette so I can actually get a good finger swatch out of this. I don't really use super dark blues that often. You think I would, but not really. It's not a colour I really reach for if it's a metallic. If it's like a matte navy blue, then yes, but this kind of shimmer I don't, although it is very pretty, as you can see. Now, I would swatch the shade Fishy, but I don't know if you can tell if I kind of move the palette in the light. This has more of a green undertone. If we look at it compared to these right here, it looks like it has more of a green undertone, so I won't be swatching that one. But that is the Colourpop Wet Palette. Next up is my pride and joy, and it's the Colourpop Blue Moon palette. You guys know why I love this. It's blue eyeshadows, I love the name, because obviously I like moons, as well as my ring. This ring is from ASOS, by the way, if you're wondering. And I'm pretty much going to be swatching this entire palette for you. First up, we're going to start with the shade Lumi, which is a beautiful white with the blue iridescence to it. It is gorgeous on the inner corner. It's so soft and beautiful. I love this shade. It's really soft. It's stunning. Stunning! Next shade I'm going to swatch is Dabba D, which is another light cornflower blue. It is a bit lighter than the one in the Wet palette, I have to say. But it is really nice. It can be kind of pastel if you don't build it up too much, but it is a really nice mid-tone blue. Next up is Moonlight. This is one of my favourite shades in the palette. I love packing this one all over the lid and then blending it into the crease and calling it a day with a bit of winged liner. It's such a nice shade to do that with. I love doing that with pastels especially. It's a really beautiful pastel shade. And then the next shade is Starry Eyed, which is kind of similar to Moonlight, except this one is a bit more of a sky blue. Moonlight is more of a pastel blue, like a pastel periwinkle, and this one's more of a sky blue, like a lighter sky blue. It's a lovely matte. I love the mattes in this palette especially. Colourpop's mattes are really good. But yeah, as you can see, this one is lighter than the Kat Von D one, but I think I prefer this one a little bit more. It's nicer to put in the crease. Next we have the shade Billie Jean, which is a denim blue, the most unique blue in my collection. It looks kind of grey, but this shade is gorgeous. Like, just wait. Look at that! It is a true denim blue. And it is super pretty. I have nothing else like this in my collection. I love it. I mean, look at that. It's so soft as well. Next up is the shade Tidepool. This is one of your classic metallic blues. I feel like you see this type of metallic blue in a lot of different palettes. Let's see if I can move my arm just so you can see. It's really nice. It is definitely more blue than the shade Lol I'm Crying from the Wet palette. This one has a bit more of a, I guess more of like a teal undertone, and this one has just a true sky blue undertone. Can't really see the metallic in this light, but I'm sure you get the point. Okay, I've just zoomed out and adjusted the lighting a little bit so you can see more. But next, we're going to go into the shade Mad About You, which is another one of those deep navy metallic shades. Not a big fan of deep navy metallics, like I mentioned. It's just not something I go for. I don't really like a dark shimmer. I prefer a lighter shimmer. But it is a nice one. I've been recording for 10 minutes and we haven't even got through 3 palettes. This is going to be a long video, so grab a snack. The next shade is Fine China, which is a beautiful, classic royal blue, I'd say. Love this one. Love it a lot. You have to be a bit careful with blending this one because it can be a little bit patchy, but it's really worth it when you actually get it to the nice stage. And also, this would look stunning packed on all over the lid. Look at that. It was a mistake to wear a cream jumper today, wasn't it? Like, I'm already getting eyeshadow on it. Oh well. And the final shade is the shade Clued In, which is this really dark navy colour, and I love navy mattes, although it's really hard, as you can see, wait, you can't see, it's really hard to make a navy matte blue, I find. I feel like when it comes to blues, I know what formulas work and what don't, and this one, again, it's a lot, how do I describe it? It's a lot more patchy than Fine China. Fine China, you can make it work, as you can see by this swatch, but this one you do have to really be careful, and really be careful when you're working with it. As you can see. I'm gonna move on to the next palette now, and the next palette is the Colourpop and Kathleenlights Dream Street palette, the last Colourpop palette I'm showing you guys. As you can see, this is really well loved. These two shades are, now that I'm looking at them on camera, this is definitely a dark teal shade as well as this one. This is like a metallic version of this. But they are more green, in my personal opinion. I thought they might work with the blue section, but these ones look more green to me. So I think we're gonna skip out on this one, sorry about that. And instead we're gonna move on to the Lime Crime 10th birthday palette. Is it 10th birthday palette? I think this was one for their 10th birthday. And in here, we've got this shade, Blue Sky, and I need to use my surgeon's rags yet again. Let's swatch it over my tattoo, why not? This is definitely more of a sparkly shade, like a sparkly shade with not too much base colour to it. I am like digging my finger in there. But as you can see, if I put it over my tattoo, see it doesn't have a base colour to it, it's mainly just flaky blue shimmers. Which is nice, and it's good for one of those, like if you're going for that type of look, and I do actually reach for this palette because it has some of those more flaky, shimmery colours. There's also the shade Wrapped in here, which is another navy blue. Damn, navy blues are really hard to formulate. I'm just gonna use a different finger for this one. And we'll put this one... Should I put it in the elbow ditch, or up here? I'll put it up here, just so you can see it better. Oh god, this one's really... Yeah, this one requires a lot more work. It's kind of flaking off a little bit. Yeah, I haven't really used this shade because when I swatched it, I was kind of skeptical. I probably should. I want to test out and see if it works, but that's that shade right here. It's got more of a satin to it now that I'm looking at it. Can you kind of see a little bit of a satin shift to it? I guess that helps it blend. But anyways, that concludes the Lime Crown 10th birthday palette. But so far, this is what my left arm looks like. But now we're going to move on to this arm right here. This arm's not going to be naked for that long. I actually have a tattoo booked in for January, so gotta use this arm while I can. So next we're going to move on to the Nabla Soul Blooming palette. We know how much I love this palette and I adore it, and in here there are two blue shades. This one's more of a purple. This one could be considered more purple, and actually, I'm not too sure if I should include this one. It does look a lot more purple on camera. Like when I move it, it does have more of a purple undertone. So we won't include that one. I changed my mind. I'm sorry that I'm changing my mind in this. I haven't really prepared much beforehand. But this shade right here, Anemone, is actually one of the few shimmery, like, navy blues that I actually really love. Like, it's probably not going to be in focus, I do apologize. Because it's really warm toned. See, it's kind of got like a purple shift to it, but it is definitely a navy blue. And yeah, that is a really chunky swatch, but yeah, that's the Nabla Soul Blooming palette. Next up is the Hasina 2 palette, and there's definitely a couple of shades to swatch in here. We have the shades Anika right here, which is another one of those sky blue shades. This does look very similar to the Kat Von D one right here, but we shall see. Blush Tribe matte shades are very soft, and they're really easy to build up. God, you can tell that I'm swatching with my left hand, can't you? I mean, look at these swatches, they are chunky. But yeah, that's what Anika looks like. It is kind of similar to that, actually no, it's more similar to this shade. I don't know anymore. The next shade I'm going to swatch is the shade Minor. Minor, I think that's how you pronounce it. It's another metallic sky blue. Oh, this shade swatches gorgeously. Look at that. It's definitely just the same shade as Anika, but metallic. I love that. And I was thinking of swatching the shade Re, however Re is definitely more green. It's got a lot of blue in it, but it's definitely... Actually, would it be considered green or blue? I don't know. I will do a video swatching all my greens, and I'll probably include like the teals that have more of a green undertone in that video. But yeah, that's the Hasina 2 palette. The next palette we're going to swatch is the Masquerade Mini by Juvia's Place. This was the palette that actually made me fall in love with blues because of this shade right here called Zola. This is still one of my all-time favorite metallic blues, and I still reach into this palette for this blue. It's actually ridiculous. It's not even funny. Look at that. Look, this is my favorite shade of blue. I think this is my favorite shade of blue, honestly. It's incredibly stunning. Look at that. It's so pigmented. I love Juvia's Place shimmers so much. And the next shade we're going to be swatching is a Dahlia. It's another one of those mid-tone blue shades. Again, stunning. I love this shade as well. This one made me actually fall in love with blue. Like, I saw these shades and I was like, all over my lid, please. Thank you. And I haven't looked back since. Oh yeah, and there's actually this shade called Chi. Forgot about this one. It looks more purple in this angle, but this is another one of those darker royal blues, I'd say. Very nice. This swatch is actually so ugly, it's ridiculous. It has a bit of a purple undertone, but it is definitely like a navy royal blue, I'd say. And that's it for the Juvia's Place Masquerade Mini. And the final palette that I'm going to be showing you guys is the Kaleidos Electro Turquoise palette. And this one, let me open it. As you can see, it's definitely got turquoise shades, and a lot of people say that turquoise is more green than blue, but I heavily disagree, quite frankly. I still believe it is very blue. So this first shade right here, the names aren't on the packaging, but I believe this first shade is called Force Field. The mattes from Kaleidos are so gorgeous. I love them. This is only the second matte that we've swatched on this arm. It's really beautiful, really smooth. It's like a nice aqua sea foam. The next shade I'm going to swatch is the shade Tron, right here. This metallic is actually ridiculous. Look at that. It's super reflective and it has some glitter in it, I think. It's not really glitter, it's more like... No, it is glitter. I didn't know how to describe it, because it doesn't look chunky on your eyes. It just looks smooth and super reflective. Those are the kind of shimmers that I like. If I'm gonna have a shimmer or a metallic on my lid, it's gotta be intense. It has to be, look at that reflection. Hopefully you can see that. It's super reflective. I adore this shade. Look at, my god, I want to bathe in this shade. I want to wear that to my wedding, I'm not even gonna lie. And the last shade I'm gonna be swatching is the shade Digiteal. And this one is a teal, but it definitely has more blue in this. This is a teal that has more blue in it, as we can see. It still has some element of green, but when I build it up, you can see that it is a true teal. It's not really a teal leaning blue, a teal leaning green. It's just a teal. Now we're moving on to my single shadows. So first off, I'm going to swatch my only single shadow that I have in like a single compact, and this is the Pisces. This was from the Kathleenlights and Colourpop Zodiac collection when she broke off the actual Zodiac palette into singles. And so naturally I had to get my shade, Pisces, and luckily the Pisces shade is the prettiest shade in my personal opinion, as we can see. It's a really nice aqua sea foam colour. Just dig into that. Swatch that right. Oh, look at that! It's got a little bit of green in it, but not too much. Oh, that is gorgeous! Look at that. Stunning! Next I'm going to be swatching some shadows I have from Lethal Cosmetics. I actually got these a few days ago, so I'm still playing around with them, but so far, so good. I've only used a few of the shades in here. You can see my glass of water. Stay hydrated, everybody. Drink some water if you haven't already. Drink some water. So I'm going to be swatching this row right here. Don't worry, I will be reviewing these shadows soon. I just need to gather some more thoughts. But this first shade right here is called Mirage, and it's a gorgeous, absolutely stunning aqua. Yeah, I'm definitely going insane. Definitely. It's really pretty. Obviously, I haven't used Lethal shadows that much, but from what I can tell from swatching them, the shimmers aren't the greatest at swatching. They look stunning on the finger. They pick up well on the finger, but it's just translating them onto the skin. But they do look really good with a dense brush. I mean, look at that. That is gorgeous. The surgeon's rags are looking very, colourful to say the least. And my hand is definitely staining blue. Great. The next shade is the shade Yonder. I'm actually wearing this shade all over my lid today, and I'm wearing this shade on the inner corner. It's a really beautiful, like, almost like a light teal in a way. A little bit of an aqua to it. Very stunning. I nearly dipped into the wrong shade then. Well done me. The next shade is the shade Petrichor, and this is a true teal. Definitely a true teal. Like a mid-tone teal, I'd say. Oh, you can't even see it. I'm such a failure. I've been swatching so much that my fingers are just not really working at this point. Let's be honest. Oh god, what was that? That was the most chaotic swatch I've done! No! And this next shade right here is called Equilibrium. And like I mentioned, I don't really reach for darker metallics, but I saw this shade on the website and I was just mesmerized by it, like truly mesmerized. Let's see if I can swatch this so you can see. It's just a really nice, almost teal. It's not quite a teal, I don't think, but it's like a navy blue mixed with a teal. It is very pretty. I can imagine pairing this one with Mirage over top, and that would be gorgeous. Can you imagine? So those are my Lethal shadows. I just want to preface, can you see my sleeve? Right there. No! We still have a few shadows left. Next we're going to swatch some Nabla shadows and some Colourpop shadows. single shadows, that is. So, oh my goodness, we don't have that much room left. Oh no, I should have planned this out better. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. But we're gonna swatch this shade right here called New Heaven. You guys know how much I love this shade. It's probably my favourite shade that Nabla has ever made, not gonna lie. I'm gonna swatch this on the rest of my arm. Right here. Oh my goodness. It is a beautiful aqua shade. It's so stunning. If you're ever gonna pick up, if you need a good aqua shade, just pick up this single from Nabla. All of my eyeshadows just fell in the bin. I scared my cat as well. That's not even funny. I'm sorry, Molly. Molly, I'm sorry. My eyeshadows deserve better than this. Yeah, if you clicked on this swatch party video expecting something professional of any caliber, I'm sorry. This next shade is Virgin Island. And this one's really pretty, actually. It's kind of a, like, almost like it's a mid-tone blue. Hang on, let me move my arm. It's a mid-tone blue, but it's got a lot of sparkle to it. It's kind of like the Kaleidos shade, but it's a bit more understated. A little bit, as you can see. If only you could see the position I'm in right now. I'm literally contorting my body for this. It's fantastic. That's a beautiful shade. We can kind of see how these are all like aqua shades right here. That's kind of cool looking. Okay, I've changed position a little bit, and next we're going to swatch my favourite navy blue shadow of all time. This is Nabla's Blue Velvet. I love it. I'll put it up here with the other Nabla. Look at that! Look at that payoff, that pigmentation. Beautiful. It's a really soft matte shade, and look at that intensity. This is the type of navy I want. I want this type of navy, not this weak ass shit. I want this one. So sorry. I'm getting a bit passionate over here. Let's see if I can zoom out a little bit. Oh, there we go. That's a lot better. Now you can see everything. So we still have about 5 shades left. Hopefully, let's see if I can fit any. Can I fit any? I can maybe fit some here on my arm. So the next shade is, I think it's called Heavenly from Colourpop. Yeah, this is called Heavenly. Don't worry. I know what it is. And this is a really beautiful metallic. I don't know what kind of blue this would be considered. Like, I don't know. You make up your own mind in the comments down below. But it's a really beautiful, it almost is kind of silver with a blue shift to it, in a way. It's one of my favourite metallics that Colourpop has ever made. It's absolutely gorgeous. I love this one. I'm saying that about every single shade. Can we tell I love blues? The next shade right here is one of the first Colourpop singles I ever purchased, and this one is called Formation. This is beautiful. It's a true teal shade. Let's see. I know it's going to give someone mad anxiety that my sleeve is rolled down. Trust me, it's giving me some anxiety too, not gonna lie. But I'm already covered in blue eyeshadow, so honestly, it's just my final form at this point. And the last Colourpop shade that I have to show you is this shade. I believe it's called Backstage. Let's see. Yep, it's called Backstage. I am good! I am so good! I have a really, really useless skill. I'm sure my parents are proud of me. Okay, let's just roll up this sleeve a little bit. And let's swatch Backstage on my muscle. I know someone's gonna be mad at me for saying that in the comments. Muscle. Don't worry, I know how to say it. Look at that. I've got like no muscle, look at that. I'm like tensing. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. I'm like a pipsqueak. Nothing there. This is making my heart so happy. I mean, look at all of those shades. And that concludes this little mini mishmash of eyeshadows in here. And now we're on to the last one. Hang on, let me just wipe my hand. I'm gonna really have to scrub my desk after this, like, oh my goodness. We're on to the last one right now, and it's from Sugarpill. You guys know how much I love Sugarpill shades. They are fantastic, and this palette has taken a mad beating. Love it. So first off, we're gonna swatch the shade Mochi right here, and I'm gonna, hang on, let me do something real quick. Okay, I'm gonna stand up for this. It's getting serious. Oh my goodness. This is such a weird position to be in. We're gonna swatch the shade Mochi. I'm really close to the camera, I'm so sorry if the audio has gone weird. Gonna put that in the elbow ditch. This shade, hang on. Let's make it better for myself. This shade does not swatch well at all. I mean, look. Let's see. It doesn't swatch well, but on the eyes it's pretty nice because it builds up really nicely. But it does not. This is one of the few Sugarpill eyeshadows that I don't think I would recommend. I do like it for building up in the crease, so I can add more shades to it. It just helps with blending. That's really the only reason why I use it, because I mean, look at that. It's not really that great, not gonna lie. And the last shade I'm going to be swatching is Kimchi. This one right here. I adore Kimchi so much, and I'm gonna swatch that right here. I mean, look at that. That is a true sky blue. A true sky blue. Sugarpill shadows don't swatch the best, but they do work gorgeously on the eyes. And those are all of the blues in my collection. That's gonna be a great thumbnail shot. Oh my gosh, I'm in such a weird position right now. As you can see, blue eyeshadow is something that I love and hold close to my heart. And yes, there are a lot of repeat shades in here, but do I really care? No. I do use all of these shades in my collection. I use them frequently, actually, and I'm really happy. This makes my heart happy. Let me know in the comments down below what colour family of eyeshadows you'd like me to swatch next. I'm thinking maybe purples, maybe, although I don't actually have that many purples in my collection, or greens. Purples or greens. Thank you so much for watching, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!